Within the 100,000-acre Tejon Ranch Preserve, the ranch is working with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to establish a 37,000-acre preserve for the California condor, an area that can be used as a feeding and release site for condors, as well as a place to study the ancient birds. Activities in the 37,000-acre area will be severely restricted and carefully monitored in order to protect the condor. As a key part of its vision for the future, the ranch remains committed to its farming and ranching heritage. Tejon is one of the oldest working ranches in the nation, a place where cowboys and cattle still have a home.
The basic work of ranches is still very similar. Most of us still rope our calves to brand them in the fall or spring when we're working our calves, so that process is much the same as it's been for 100 years. Most of the work here is done horseback with Border Collie dogs.
For years, Matt Echeverria ran the cattle operation at Tejon. Today, he leases about 35,000 acres in the northern portion of the ranch for his own cattle.
We really love the ranch and we have a belief in it. And I think most people will recognize now that the ownership of the ranch has a lot of love for this property.
The cattle not only provide an economic benefit to the ranch, but a safety one as well, as they keep down the grasses that can fuel a wildfire. In recent years, Tejon Ranch has increased the amount of its land dedicated to farming. Today, most of that acreage is devoted to permanent crops like almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and wine grapes. Tejon uses the latest technology to ensure its operations are environmentally sensitive, conserving water and electricity whenever and wherever possible, like using drip irrigation for a new grove of pistachios.
Instead of taking 8 days to irrigate this field, we can irrigate the whole field in 1 day with no power requirements.
To protect air quality, several measures are in place to reduce dust. And years ago, the ranch instituted a no-burn policy for its agricultural trimmings. It also uses natural methods to control insects and other pests. But beyond all the programs and practices, it's the people of Tejon who make it work.
We were going to make a big sale, trying to get a big contract with the Gallo family. And all the Gallo field men had come out and looked at the vineyards, and we'd visited with them. And they said Julio wanted to come down, and Julio and his right hand came down and landed their helicopter at our office. We went to the field. Julio asked, "Are those your watermelons?" We go, "Yeah, those are our watermelons." He said, "I'd sure like to eat one." So we sat down on the road bank right down here on Rancho Road and cut open a watermelon and ate the center, the best part. And he turned to his guy and he says, "You know, anybody that knows how to eat a watermelon on the ditch bank in the morning, we want to have a contract with them." So we've grown grapes for Gallo off and on for the last 30 years.
As part of its conservation efforts, the ranch operates one of the best game management programs in the state, if not the nation. The nationally recognized hunting programs are vital to maintaining a balance of wildlife on the vast ranch.
The ranch is made up of the wildlife component, the terrain, the trees, the bushes, and it's all very unique in California. And taking care of the wildlife ensures that those numbers will be there forever. We tend to conserve and take care of the things we value, so we've tried to give the wildlife on the ranch value.
Filmmakers have also found a bonanza on Tejon as a backdrop for movies, ads, and videos. In fact, some of Hollywood's most acclaimed movies, like Seabiscuit, feature scenes filmed on the ranch. The ranch vision also involves the limited, environmentally sensitive development of about 5% of its land over the next 25 years. It calls for the build-out of the Tejon Industrial Complex, the development of the Master Plan Sustainable Community of Centennial, located on the southern edge of the ranch near Highway 138, and the world-class mountain retreat of Tejon Mountain Village, which will be nestled in the canyons and hillsides surrounding Tejon Lake. Tejon Industrial Complex will cover nearly 1,500 acres along Interstate 5, and when finished, the complex will generate up to 6,000 new jobs and nearly $6 million in new tax revenue for Kern County. Money that can be used for roads, schools, and other important services, essentially through capturing the existing truck traffic traveling north and south on Interstate 5.